Good evening, friends. Thank you for joining Candidina every evening to follow what's happening in India and abroad. And thank you for sending me your useful comments and suggestions. If you believe in this channel, do hit the like button, share it with your friends, and spread the message. Our only mission is to bring you the truth and both sides of the story. Thank you for your support. Today, we have a very interesting guest with us, Ginni Aneja. Welcome, Ginny.
Hi, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Ginny is into tarot numerology since 2010, and she's also a Reiki healer, and she's learned Feng Shui and hypnotherapy, plus pendulum dowsing. So that's a lot of stuff that she's specialized in,
That's just
and
a few of
yeah,
them.
yeah, perhaps because for us, when we look at you, we feel that these are a lot of things because we haven't delved in it.
Right, right.
Yeah.
So I
So,
also do angel healing and angel card reading and all.
okay,
I
okay.
forgot to mention that. That's also
Yeah,
what I do.
yeah, yeah. So, what is tarot card reading? It's a form of cartomancy whereby practitioners use tarot cards purportedly to gain insight into the past, present, or future. They formulate a question, then they draw the cards to interpret them for this end. A regular tarot deck consists of 78 cards, which can be split into two groups: the major arcana and the minor arcana. Friend suited playing cards can also be used, as can any card system with suits assigned to identifiable elements like air, earth, fire, water. So that's a brief intro on that. And so it's not only tarot cards; she's into a lot of other, subjects as well in this area. So it's going to be very interesting talking to Jenny. So Jenny, let's just start with how did you get interested in all this?
How did I get interested in all this? So I started with Reiki way back in 2004. And a friend of mine put me into it because my elder son is a special child. And he thought that Reiki would help heal.
Yeah,
So that is the reason that my friend put me onto Reiki to learn that and all. And I was facing issues in my life, and another friend took me to an angel card reader, reader. And it was very interesting the way she just pulled out a couple of cards and she told me so many things that were bang on. And I was like, my God, this woman has to be a magician or something. I couldn't believe how she did it. And then, after a couple of months, my friend took me to a tarot card reader who later on became a friend and also my teacher. I learned from her. So she gave me a lot more details into, about a lot of things. And I was quite amazed. And I was like, I want to learn this. And she said, no, I don't think you should learn this. I think you would be better at numerology. So you should learn that. And she put me onto a lady who is now in the USA to learn numerology. And I was like, I'm not interested in numerology. I want to learn tarot. So on this, I kind of hid it from her and I went to somebody else to learn tarot. So I learned tarot from two, three people. And then she realized that I am keen on learning tarot. Now, she had told me, you may not be able to do it. Now, when somebody says you may not be able to do it, now that's not a very good sentence to hear, statement. So I was like, okay, I will show you that I can do it. So then she's gifted me, like teaching tarot, and very sweet of her to do that. And I went on to do numerology, and I did not intend to do more than a couple of levels. But after the first and second and third level, it got so interesting. Oh my God, how can you just say something about a person just by numbers? And my dad used to read all these kinds of books. And hi, everyone. And I remember reading a book on Linda Goodman's sun signs and numerology when I was a kid. I was like very small. And here I am learning numerology and I'm getting more and more in depth, insight into people's minds, how they think, what they dream, what are their aspirations and goals, what's going to happen with them, and why people. So I always had a question, why are people the way they are? Why is this person so arrogant? Why is that person so egoistic? Why is this, why is my son born the way he is? So it
Mm,
all started from there,
mm,
that I want to know why my husband is the way he is and why my son is the way he is. And it went on and on. And it just became too interesting. And then I started practicing because I wanted to be sure what I'm learning actually works, you know? So I don't think any friend or relative I must have spared. I told them to, give me their date of birth, their name, and whatever. Then, when I learned relationship analysis, I used to literally take the details of the husband and wife and then later on call him. Do you have this issue between you? Okay, is this thing very nice between you? So I used to literally harass them, and how sweet of those people. They were very nice, very cooperative, and nobody ever complained. And that's how they started, asking me for help. Okay, okay, I have this issue. Tell me about it. So they started coming to me, and I started helping them out. And I didn't realize, and my teacher also said, and people started saying that, energy modalities should not be done free. So you have to take some money. And
yeah.
then they started giving me of their own accord. And in fact, in a party once, there were no cards available, but there were playing cards. And everybody was, no, we want to know, we wanted to do. So I just, used those playing cards, and I did it for them. And they all came back to me later as a client.
Mm,
And it was a good journey. I never expected or planned to take it up as a profession, but I guess God had other plans. And then when I started learning a lot of things, when I got into tarot and numerology, I never used to believe in past life and all this hypnotherapy and all that. And then numerology and tarot tells you about it. Hi, Savvy. Thank you. So it tells you about all these things. And then I delved deeper. I learned hypnotherapy. I learned about angels, angel healing, angel card reading. And in fact, before tarot, I had done angel healing with Tamanna C. So yeah, that was the beginning of my journey.
yeah.
And then when I started doing, so when you were reading out what tarot is, I want to you're reading out obviously something that you've found on the net, but let me tell you that tarot, actually, cartomancy, was not meant for predictions. It was not about past, present, future. It was about guidance, that this is the issue that I'm facing. What do I mean, how do I handle it? Or what is the reason that this issue has come into my life? What is my spiritual journey regarding this issue?
Yeah.
The whole idea was to ascend spiritually, to understand the learning. But because, as a side effect, it tells you about what is going to happen or why it happened. So more and more people started using it as predictions of a past, present, future. But initially, it was not actually meant for that. Hi,
Yeah.
Vindhya. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. Very
And
interesting.
so when I realized that I'm doing tarot and numerology, but not much, people are focusing on predictions, they're not
Yeah.
focusing on guidance.
Mm.
And other than guidance, maybe I can help them with some other things. Thank you,
Okay.
Vishali.
Yeah,
Thank you
so
so much.
perhaps after you speak, we'll move on to this because during the SSR movement, Vishali says Ginny was spot on with her predictions. One person whom I believed in. So that's very interesting coming from a person who's been with us from the beginning, Vishali, and she's a bit caught up with work as well. Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah,
So then, to help people practically, like literally, instead of just words, maybe do something for them that will literally give them faster results. That is why I learned feng shui and a couple of other things.
yeah. Very
So that
interesting.
was my
Very
journey.
interesting. Yeah. And also from your sort of personality, we get to get the feeling that there's a lot of genuineness to what you say and a lot of warmth, and that's
Thank,
why I see a lot of the your viewers are responding in a very warm way to your presence. So
thank you.
that's
Thank
my
you,
reading
Abha.
of you. Yeah. So
So
let's
yeah,
start with the
don't worry.
SSR. Yeah.
Even my reading that we just did,
Yeah.
um, I'm sure it'll, work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, see, we all got into this movement because of SSR. He's one person who has wanted to cleanse the society where he was involved in, which is Bollywood, and also he wanted to expose a lot of the evils. And there were many people who came into the scene. There were mediums, and there were other people who tried to analyze what he was saying as a spirit. So, in your case, Vishali says that you were spot on. So, could you talk about this, Ginny?
Sure. So, the first time the day it happened, and when I heard, not that I was a fan, but I couldn't believe because, see, tarot cards come later.
Yeah,
First, that I connect with is the energy of the person. Even if it's an actor, even if he's
yeah,
acting on screen, the energy never lies. Your body never lies. Your intuition never lies. Thank you, Savi. And I knew the first movie I saw with of Sushant was Byomkesh. And the moment I saw that movie, I he was on my mind for days because I
yeah,
felt that I had known him. I know him from somewhere. I don't know where, maybe in some past life. And because, I know about these things, I realize that at times when you see someone and you feel deja vu, or you feel that
yeah,
you know this person, you've seen them somewhere, it's related to some past life.
yeah,
Now, initially, I didn't realize that it was past life. I thought maybe I must have seen him in some movies or something. But then his energy was so pure, so innocent and childlike. Hi, Angel. So I connected very deeply with him. And then every time his movie came, not that I was looking forward to a movie with him, yes, soul to soul connection. Not that I was looking forward to his movie, but it would come, and the moment he used to come on screen, like in what was that with Amir Khan, that movie, PK or
yeah, yeah.
something like that.
PK.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, I mean, we used to watch movies. My children are fond of it, so it was a ritual to watch movies every Sunday. And the moment Sushant came on the screen, every time I see him, it's like, uh, I don't know, it affects me. And the day I came to know that he has suicided, I was like, what rubbish? This is not possible.
Yeah,
But then it's like you never know, there are so many people in the industry who are suicided. Thank you for that. Um, like who was that? Pratisha Banerjee and many others. So
yeah,
I was like, something is not clicking. Now those days I used to be on Facebook,
yeah,
and somebody said, stop posting pictures of Sushant's body.
yeah,
And I was, oh, really? There were pictures? Why would somebody post pictures of his body? Because otherwise, so many people die, nobody posts pictures. So, and it so happened that it came across in my news feed. And the moment I saw it, I was like, bullshit, this is not suicide. It's just not happening. Now, I didn't know how to reach out to people and how to reach out to, so dumb that I am, I thought that I didn't realize that the politicians and the police and everybody would be involved. And I was like, no, somewhere somehow the police need to be told, or the CBI, or the public needs to be told, so that the public can stand up for him. This major thing kept coming in my mind, that public has to stand up. And what I forgot to mention is, the next day after he passed away, uh, I kept seeing him. I dreamt of him and all. Like he's standing on the doorpost like this, looking at me sadly and all that. I still remember the dream. He was wearing a white shirt. So that's when, and those are the days I was learning astrology. So I was just into my third level, I think, of astrology. And those days, Sir was teaching us something called Prashna Kundali.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you're aware, Prashna
Yeah.
Kundali
Yeah.
is
I know.
about
Yeah.
how from the current thing,
Yeah.
current planetary alignment, you ask a question.
Yeah.
So I discussed it with my fellow student, and we discussed the chart at length, and whatever information I got about Sushant's date of birth, I discussed numerology, I discussed astrology with another student, and all of that. I had not done tarot. Uh, then I said, okay, I had just started my channel, I think in 2018. I, s- which of course was not very popular, hardly 135 people I must have had. Thank you, Shubha. Hi, Savi. Yes, we'll come to that. So, um, I decided to go online and do a live. Now, that was, I think, the first time that I did a live on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. I did a live on all three. Like, there's one laptop here, one phone here, and all that. And surprisingly, I mean, if ever I may have done a live, there must be hardly one or two people watching me. But here, the moment I wrote Sushant, I was not even expecting that. There was, hundreds of people watching me, commenting, asking questions. So first I did astrology because I'm just a student. So I made it very clear that there may be, things which you may not resonate. And then I did numerology depending on the date of birth that was available online, which later on Vibhor said that is not true. Even his name, in fact, what I had done was Sushant Singh Rajput. His name on the death certificate was Sushant Singh Krishna Kumar Rajput. Now
Okay.
that makes a big difference.
Mm.
Big difference. So, and of course, the time of birth and everything. So, all, I mean, I'm so thankful to all the SSRians when they realize that I want to find out the real time and date and all. So many of them messaged me, they sent me links, they tried to send me proof and this and that. So I did. And then people asked me questions and I answered those. And then there were stories floating in the air about names being thrown. This one is involved, that one is involved. And people asked me, and I just asked my tarot cards, and the cards confirmed that yes. And each and every sequence of events that people asked me, I was not aware about anything. They asked me about names, about who's involved and not. And I just said what my tarot cards said. And that's how this thing started. And then people wanted to hear more and more about Sushant. And I remember from the first video that I live that I did something around 24th or 26th of June 2020, or maybe it was 18, 19, I don't remember. So from that day onwards, every time I asked, when will justice happen? I always got the answer that it'll take 3 years, but it'll be divine justice. If you're looking for legal justice, that somebody is going to be arrested and that this person killed him, I don't think that is going to happen, is what had come in the cards. Now, when you speak about tarot, how authentic it is, how true it is, see, one person and me doing tarot for a person, for example, I'm doing it for you. It's your energy that I carry, I tap into, or my cards rather tap into. When there is hundreds and thousands of people watching and I'm doing cards in front of them based on the question that they ask, the cards could pick up anybody's energy. They could pick up my subconscious energy, they could pick
Yeah.
up somebody else's energy. Or if there is too many people who think on one line, for
Yeah.
example, in the SSR case today, there are two groups of people, broadly I'm talking. One who believe that SSR is alive and who's going to come back. One who believe that he's not alive and he's not going to come back. You won't believe. my students, I mean, I teach tarot and numerology. When we, after the courses, the levels are done and they need to practice, each and every student has asked the question, is SSR alive? And every time the cards have said, so I mean, that was such a turnaround in the whole case, which was, I don't
What
know
did it
what
say?
should
The
I
card
say.
said no.
No, the card said yes.
Oh,
So what happened is, the days Vibhor told me about this in December, in October. The day he came back from jail, 11th October, he came home and that other girl was also here and we were talking, and that is when he told me about it. I said, what rubbish, are you kidding me? How is that even possible? Everybody's seen his body, it's there on video, there are pictures and everything. And he's like, no. I said, no, this is all bullshit. He's saying, okay, you do tarot. I said, okay, fine, I'll do. I didn't do it at that time, but then later on, when he made such a big hype of it, then people started requesting. So I said, okay, then January I did this show. Uh, okay, January I did this show where people asked me and I asked, and I was completely expecting a no. In spite of asking once, twice, thrice, in every manner, it said yes, he's alive. Then I said, no, okay, wait, maybe his, the cards are talking about the soul. So I asked, is his body alive? Is he alive? So then it said yes. I said, maybe, he is in another body. Because according to some psychics, those who speak to souls and all, he had already taken birth. So I started asking in every manner just to make sure that I get the right answer. And unfortunately, every time after that, I have done a reading. Everybody has asked me, is he alive? Is he alive? I mean, if you ask me logically, and I've always said this, if you ask me personally, no, I don't think he's alive. But definitely, our heart would love to see him alive. We would love it that he's alive. But my cards say that he's alive. And that I cannot negate. I must have, after that,
okay.
even after
Yeah. Here,
that
I would
2000,
just like to clarify to the viewers. I don't agree with Ginny because I think he's dead. Okay. So this is just a session where she's talking about her viewpoints through her cards. Okay. So don't think that I agree with her or I, endorse her views. I just brought her in and this is her viewpoint. Okay. As far as if you're asking me, 100%, he's dead. Okay, and we've seen everything and we know what's been going on, and if there is a return, then it will be some sort of play like they have in these Hindi movies, which will sort of protect the people who actually were involved in it. This is my stand. Okay, now
I don't think
I
he's
still
coming
leave it
back.
open for Ginny, so it's okay. Friends, don't get worried that I brought in someone who's a fake or no. I'm just getting her viewpoint.
No, he's not. I definitely think he's not coming back. So if people are saying that he's coming back, no. In spite of what my cards say, I personally believe that he is not coming back and he's gone. Now there are a lot of people, like when somebody kept sending me a lot of videos of some dreams, female, and they urged me to see it, and I saw all those videos, and yes, it puts a doubt in your mind that what if this is true. So eventually, what happened is, after Sushant's death, or his case, that happened in 2020, a whole Pandora's box opened up, and we came to know so many things about child trafficking, human trafficking, organ trafficking, and the politicians, the police, and how everybody is involved, and all of that. I mean, if that can be true, and I don't know if you're aware that after that, when one of the SSRians put me onto Dr. Vilas Jagdale, and I did that one show with him. After that, there was a queue of people who wanted to, wanted me to take the interview, talk about it, and the COVID conspiracy opened up.
Yeah.
Now, after the COVID conspiracy opened up, then I, after all that I came to know, then I'm like, okay, anything is possible in this world.
Yeah.
Whatever I think is my logical mind thinking.
Mm.
But after seeing all that is happening, the elites, the Illuminatis, anything is possible. For all you know, maybe he is alive somewhere. I am saying it's a possibility. I'm not saying that I believe it. I am saying that my cards say that I don't know what to believe.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. So it's
yeah.
right. What you said is that he was exposing the child trafficking, the women trafficking, and in his diaries also he's very clear about what's
Yeah,
happening. And the modus operandi of the cabal is to make pretty women prostitutes, and these prostitutes are then used for favors, and which is what happened to the death. Because of that, so many deaths happened, whether it was of famous actresses or smaller actresses, TV actresses. And these people are all part of the 7 production homes. These people who are, every day launching a new game, they're all involved in it. And their job is to make women, sort of, you say that they're not human beings, but they're just, commodity.
not just
And
women,
yeah, and children, yes. Men also.
kids,
Yeah, men
boys
also.
also. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, what I was told, uh, that Sushant was exploited a lot
Yeah,
also.
yeah,
So he went through his own hell.
yeah. Ginny, see, you've interacted with Vibhor. What is your opinion of Vibhor as a YouTuber? I'm not talking about the gossip part or anything. I'm just talking about how authentic is he.
Um, See, he is, after all, a lawyer. I
Mm,
will not go to how authentic he is or what I think or what I know. I'm just saying plain logic. There were some people, some SSRians, who sent me messages on Twitter, which I forwarded to Vibhor,
yeah.
that everything that you used to say in June,
Mm,
he's been saying since August, and you've
mm,
said it before. So, is it possible that he has seen your videos and he's spoken about that? I said, why should you even say that?
mm,
I mean, he's a lawyer. I don't
mm,
know if he's seen my videos or he
mm,
knows me or not. But I mean, he's a lawyer. Maybe he has inside sources,
mm,
and he has claimed that he has connections in, the CBI and all those, whatever XYZ agencies, and maybe he does. Maybe he does get, information from there, because once recently on my show, Dr. Vilas Jagdale also said the same thing, that Sushant is alive. And I only do sessions with him regarding COVID conspiracy. He has nothing to do with Sushant's, videos of Sushant. But I don't know, I don't remember exactly why he brought that up. But he also said that Sushant is alive. He's not
yeah.
gone.
Mm,
In fact, who was that, General Bakshi or something,
mm.
who died in the accident? He also, uh, Dr. Jagdale has said that is alive.
Not General Bakshi.
And
General Bakshi is still alive, so it must be some
no,
other name.
who was that person who died in the helicopter accident
Oh,
with his
yeah,
wife?
that General Rawat.
General Rawat,
Rawat.
sorry.
Yeah,
Not
yeah,
Bakshi, Rawat,
yeah,
sorry.
yeah,
So he was talking about him.
yeah.
So, and like I said, I don't know what the truth is. All I know is after these 2 years, from 2020 till now, anything is possible. So
So let me just
I've
tell you a little
stopped
bit
using
about
my brains.
my own experience about Vibhor. Is that in the beginning I did take some of his stuff seriously, because he did expose some things, and which did push us ahead in this what you call this mission. But after he went to jail and all that, then he got involved in something else, and we all realized that he's a part of the cabal as well.
Oh,
So
really?
that's when, yeah. So that's when he started siding with people like Smita, Smita, and others. So then we lost. You see, either you show facts and you supported things with facts, otherwise people don't believe you. So okay, getting back to your expertise now.
I haven't followed him since 2021 Jan. I have not been in touch with him. But when he went to jail at that point, yes, I was like, this guy is going to jail for this case and all these things. So I really wanted to believe him. And when I met him also, I mean, I did believe a few things that he said. Uh, but he said a few things to me or in general, which when I connected with him and I asked him, whatever you're saying, is that even true?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
So
Okay. So moving
then I
back to your,
realized that, and if you, I don't know if you're aware, but I had done, a lot of people were against Vibhor. So to save his ass and to, for to ensure the public support so that he comes out of jail as soon as possible, because at that point he had a lot of following, and maybe that pressure could have, you know, uh, brought justice to Sushant sooner.
yeah,
Although eventually it didn't work out that way. That is the reason I did a video specifically about Vibhor doing numerology and astrology and tarot for him.
yeah,
But even in that video, I had said that if he ever does something negative, he does something wrong, then karma will get back badly.
yeah. Because
And
a lot of the times, like what Meera says, Vibhor just comes across as an alcoholic. There were times when he used to come online drunk, so people
yeah,
stopped
yeah.
believing him.
Oh,
Okay.
I initially I used to really scold him for that,
Mm.
and I treated him like a son because I have a special child, and he used to always talk about his handicap, so I felt bad.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
eventually,
It's
I
your kind
realized
soul. Yeah. Okay.
किसी का सगा नहीं है.
Yeah, yeah. So here, Miss One says, they say that you open a vortex. If you go for tarot reading, card reading, please clarify.
Yes, you kind of, because you're tapping into energy from the universe and you're connecting with the person for whom you're doing tarot. And there is a vortex, definitely, and which is like a closed circle, you can say. So that is a sacred space. That's what,
Yeah. Jisha is
yeah.
asking, ma'am, my question is regarding my job promotion, which is due. So before the session, actually, Ginny did say that, see, no personal questions because it takes a lot of time. She
No,
needs to take
if
out
I
her
start
cards
with
and yeah,
personal questions, you'll be sitting here till midnight, Minaji.
yeah. So, Jisha, if you have something more general, please ask her. So this she won't because she'll take at least more than a half,
I
45
am
minutes to do that. Yeah.
I am going to come on my channel very soon in
Mm,
maybe a couple of weeks where I
mm,
will do free questions.
yeah.
So maybe you can join me there and I'll answer your
Mm,
question.
absolutely. Swara says Dr. Jagdale is leftist mind person and belongs to Manasa political party. So why to believe him? So Swara, I'm sure if you feel that he is that way, I would also agree with you because I don't believe any left person, and especially after the Tukre Tukre gang came in and they tried to create all this ruckus, I would never, could never believe such people. So I don't know. So I'll have to meet him to realize what he truly is. Okay, let's just see if some other questions are coming.
Sure.
Okay. What will be happening with the Ukraine war? Straighter.
What will be happening with Ukraine war? That's a very generalized question. Do you have any particular question? I mean, are you looking at something particular? As in, will it stop? Will it get into a world war? And or something
Will
like
Russia
that?
win?
So I can ask a specific question. That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying. You're
yeah,
seeing snakes in your dream frequently, Jisha. So snakes mean a lot of things. It means that for some, in certain cultures, snake basically means your hidden sexuality that is coming out. Maybe it's not active. Snakes are basically a kundalini shakti. So, which is the snake is coiled at the base of your spine and it has to rise up.
Yeah.
So I used to dream a lot about snakes. Some people say that it is because of Sarp Yoga. I don't believe in all that. Sarp Yoga and Pitradosh and all. I don't believe in all that. I don't think it helps. But it could mean that, according to me, depending on what the snake is doing in your dream, that is more important, because I have had dreams where the snakes are all around my feet but I'm in
Mm.
water. So
Yeah.
if you see water in your dreams, that's related to your emotional body. So maybe there is some emotions that you're suppressing and they're, waiting to come out.
Yeah.
On the other hand, if the snake is attacking you, that means there is somebody around you
Mm.
who's claiming to be a friend, but you need to be careful of Astin Kasam,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And so it depends on exactly what the dream is. And if you're having it frequently, I would suggest that you maintain a journal,
Mm.
keep it next to your bed, write down about your dreams every day, and then maybe get a dream interpretation done or something like that.
Yeah.
It could mean a
Uh,
lot of things.
yeah. Dhaval Raj is also asking a question which I think you've already answered. When can we see justice for Sushant in the tarot? So she's already told you that it will take 3 years
Uh,
for divine
I'll,
justice.
I'll, I'll see that later. Let me just ask about Ukraine right now.
Yeah.
Ukraine doesn't seem to have a lot of support that that they were expecting. Now there are a lot of theories floating around, especially on Telegram channels, that there is no real war happening, and it is just a war on the social media or the mainstream media, just like the COVID. You know how fake hospitals and fake dead bodies were being shown and all of that. So a lot of people from Ukraine and other places are talking about that. On the other hand, some Indians who were stuck spoke about it, and later on it was found out that that was not true. So we really don't know if Russia is not in a good space, as in, uh, how do I put it? Russia is bigger than Ukraine. It's more powerful than Ukraine. But right now, there is a lot of negative happening in Russia, and Putin, that's what his name, right?
Yeah.
We all know that he's in the bad books of a lot of people, but other than the fact that he is in the bad books, he himself is going through a lot of flack by people around him. And this this war is, there is going to be a lull, there is going to be, you can say, it's stagnancy. It'll probably have to stop very soon. And the moment people, Ukraine and Russia, try and come to an agreement, people will think, okay, now the war has stopped, and these two will come to an agreement or something. That's what people will start thinking. It may happen in next couple of days, maybe even 24 hours. But then they will they may sit down to talk about it, but I don't think that they will come to an agreement. They will not. Ukraine may not agree to Russia, or Russia may not agree to Ukraine. So it's not going to, their expectations are going to be thwarted.
Yeah.
and that the negotiations, let's put it as negotiations, will go through a lot of um, phases. They will talk about a lot of things. They will mull upon it, and they will discuss it. Some may also actually plan to manipulate the whole thing in a manner, so that each one, so that it goes their way. But eventually it won't happen.
There's a Bulgarian lady who was like Nostradamus. So her prediction was that Putin would be very strong, and that he would win this war, and he would get his way, and he would become the strongest leader in the world. And her
Okay.
predictions have all come true.
Okay. I'm talking about the current
Yeah,
scenario
yeah, no,
in
no,
the present.
I understand. Yeah, totally,
In the present.
totally.
Because it's showing me 24 hours and
Yeah,
a week or 10 days. That's what it's showing me. He is powerful, but like I said, that people around him are not very happy with him, or there is some disagreement there. So in spite of his power, he is going through stress. I mean, obviously his country is at war, so he is going to be at stress, but he's not at stress because there's a war going on. He's at stress because of maybe his ministers giving him the wrong advice, or
okay.
playing games, things like that.
Yeah. Okay. So, from my point of view, which is the journalistic point of view, uh, let me just give you some facts. Is that, see, this war, see, this person, the president of Ukraine, was a sort of a comedian who was propped up by Soros to fulfill his demands. And the fact is that Ukraine is a very rich place for natural wealth, as in iron ore and a lot of other stuff. Okay, it's so they have selected this area, and Biden and his son have a sort of business, dealings in Ukraine. So that's why they're interested in Ukraine, and a lot of shoddy dealings like women and child trafficking is happening. In fact, they say that there are buildings where in many levels children are caged. So these are all news that's coming over. Okay, so this is all why it's we take it a little seriously is because Soros is behind it, and Soros is the one who's controlling this puppet president. And that's one side of it. So you can look at both sides of it as well. Now, Maya
Yeah,
has a
even
very
I've
interesting.
heard about that,
Yeah.
tunnels and all
Yes.
underground,
Absolutely.
and
Yeah.
children and
Yes.
human trafficking happening.
Absolutely.
Those tunnels being connected to a lot of cities in the
Yes.
world, a lot of countries in the
Yeah.
world.
Absolutely.
So, because of NATO, obviously.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah, that
Yeah.
is something really serious.
Yeah. Maya is
And I
asking.
hope whatever that lady said about Russia, I really hope that comes true.
Yeah. Yeah. I believe it, and it very strongly, because a lot of our predictions have come true. That's why.
Okay.
Okay. So moving
So,
on to Maya.
what
Yeah.
modality does she use to do these predictions?
Pardon.
What modality does she use to
See,
do
she was
these
just a
predictions?
peasant. She was just a peasant lady, just like a villager who just
Huh.
gave her predictions. That's it. It's quite some time back. I'll sort of send you an article on her, which will actually, give you more idea about what she
So,
said
is
and
she
how
a
true it is.
psychic or?
Yeah, she was. She could see into the future, just like Nostradamus.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. Now, going on to a question from Maya Jagannathan. Better listen with open mind and make our impressions. But what I would like to know is that suggestions given by tarot readings, when acted upon, can change your destiny. Is that true?
Yes, yes, it's very interesting. In fact, I'm glad you asked this question because I'd like to speak about an incident that happened.
Yeah.
A friend of mine, I'm talking about 6, 7 years back, 7, 8 years back, maybe, a friend of mine lost his iPhone,
Mm.
and he had his entire cloud, his girlfriend's chats, pictures, his work, everything on the phone. And he's like, I can't afford to lose it. And I said, yeah, but I find it very difficult that you would ever find it because you left it in a rickshaw.
Yeah.
And it's somewhere near the sea and closer to the sea and whatever. I mean, I told him, I said, I don't think you can find it. So if you want to find it, you have overnight, this one night, like you've lost it at say 9 p.m. You have this night. By tomorrow morning, if you find it, fine. Otherwise, you're never going to find it. Now, this guy, when I said that, he said, I will make this untrue. Whole night, that guy was out on the road looking for that rickshaw. Whatever, I mean, he did jugaad, or he called up, or he went and spoke to rickshawalas where he got down, and he went to the Jhopatpatti. There was this one man, whatever stuff goes to that man, or some you know how these slum lords are,
Yeah. Yeah.
that kind of thing. So he went there to him, and he found it in one of Warsawa's slums near the
Yeah.
sea. He found his phone with that slumlord in there at night. So he got his phone at 5 o'clock in the morning. So, but he found it. So,
Mm.
yes, if you take the guidance and if you follow it, it can help.
Okay.
For example, I gave a client of mine, I gave her the advice. She wanted to start a business with two partners. And I said, please don't start because they will cheat you. So she didn't listen to me. She went ahead and she did the partnership. And after 3 months or something, she calls me that I didn't listen to you. I did the partnership and now they've both cheated me, taken my money and run away. So, yeah.
So it is a guiding process.
Right.
Yeah.
What is the guiding
So
process?
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
the cards, whatever my cards tell me.
Yeah.
So
Major Singh is
if
saying
I
that.
see in the cards, for example, when I did a reading for you, I told you that there is some person, some man who's trying to probably create a blockage. And if it is not so, then there is a possibility that you may have some minor accidents, so be a little careful. Now, this, a lot of times, this, what do you say, blockage could be related to the artificial intelligence, to the social media. It could be related to somebody bad mouthing you, or somebody trying to stop your growth by saying something. So it each card has 10,000 meanings, especially related to what cards it comes with.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you have to be very careful.
Yeah.
And sometimes if I feel that I feel something, sometimes the card is there, but what I'm thinking or what I'm feeling is not even in the card, but I'm just feeling it. It's just coming to me. So I don't take any chances. Initially I used to hide it, I used to not talk about it, that the person may feel bad. So there can be certain things where the person may not like me talking about it. But I realized that I made a mistake, because eventually it was always that. So now if something comes to me, even if it's not in the cards, I point blank ask them, or I tell them that
So
straight
that's
away.
great. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's Major Singh who says, in his dream, I see something. I think he mentioned a snake before, biting me.
Biting, like
Biting me.
I
Spelling is wrong.
sometimes it's biting me. What is biting you?
The snake. He's mentioned it in a series
Oh,
of
the
chapters.
snake.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So if the snake is biting you, you really need to look into it, about the people around you. Maybe there is somebody who is trying to harm you. So be careful. Jisha Nair, seeing dead relatives in dreams. So when it comes to dreams, it's said that the dreams you have between around 3 o'clock at night, in the middle of your sleep. So if you, for example, if you sleep late, you sleep at 12 o'clock and you're dreaming, and then from 3 to 5, you're dreaming something else. And then from 5 to, supposing you wake up at 9 o'clock in the morning. So the middle dream generally comes true. The one you see in the morning and one you see at night immediately after you go to sleep, those don't come true.
Yeah.
Also, as far as dreams are concerned, the ones you see in the morning sometimes, or the ones you see immediately after you go to sleep, they are actually your subconscious mind clearing data.
Yeah.
You know how on your phone or your laptop you clear the data,
Yeah.
you clear kachra, what is it called,
Yeah.
garbage. So the garbage files,
Yeah.
so that your laptop or your phone can run smooth and fast.
Yeah.
Similarly, your subconscious mind, it clears a lot of data and throws it out,
Mm.
just because that's useless data.
Yeah.
That's probably your mind has been overthinking, and there's
Yeah.
a lot of garbage stored in it which is of no use to you, so your
Yeah.
subconscious mind throws it out.
Yeah.
That's also another reason why you get dreams.
Yeah. This
And
one, I think.
one second, regarding dreams, depending in your astrological chart where Pluto is and what is in your 12th house, that will show you why you're getting dreams in the current phase, where the Pluto is in your chart. So Pluto right now is in Capricorn with Saturn.
Mm.
So it could mean that a lot of your ancestors and spirits may come in your dreams also. So it
Yeah.
depends on that sometimes what dreams you get. So there's no need to take it very seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shipika is asking, was Siddharth Shukla murdered?
Yes, according to my cards, he was murdered.
Yeah. And all the things are pointing in that direction.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
In fact, my cards also said who was responsible for it. But when
Mm.
I said it, half the people didn't want to believe it, and they didn't want to. I mean, they
Who
spoke
was it?
a lot of
Who
things
was it?
against me when I said
Who was it?
the woman.
Ah, yes. There seems to be a lot of doubt on that. Ah,
Yeah,
yes. If you will speak her name, you will be
yeah,
attacked like, werewolves coming and attacking you. I've seen. I've also experienced that. Yeah.
yeah. So, I
Yeah.
mean, the day it happened and I did the live and I did the cards and people asked me, it was, I didn't just do it the first time. Even the second time I did and I asked the same question, the same answer came up.
Yeah.
And there are times, generally when I sit down to do tarot and all, my my intuition, sometimes there may be times I don't even need to open my cards, and my heart tells me something, and it's never been wrong, and I know for a fact that she is involved. For what reason she may know, but I know that she's involved.
Yeah.
It's really sad because I used to really like her.
Mm. When will Disha Salian get justice?
Okay. I haven't asked about Disha because everybody's always asked me about
Yeah.
Sushant, but
Most
I
worried
guess
about
they
Disha.
both are connected.
Mm.
So I will ask.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything is normal for her. In fact, I heard she's also going around with somebody already. So, mhm. Disha will get justice, but it'll take a long time. There has to be some kind of movement in 6 months, 6 to 9 months. There has to be some kind of movement, positive movement towards getting justice for Disha. How, I don't know, but this is what my cards say,
Okay.
that she will get justice. And I'm so
Okay.
glad to hear that. She
This I
really
think is a
deserves the justice.
yeah. This I think is a question you would need more time to answer. College admission for my daughter in DU.
I used to be a firm believer in education, college, but after all that I've been hearing and reading on Telegram about the education system and how that has been rigged and how we are brainwashed and mind programmed,
Mm.
I have actually shuffled them already. So, um, So I don't know. I feel it's better that we teach our children to work rather than spend those millions sending them to college. Of course, everybody has their own belief system, so you're free to send her to college. What was that? I didn't read. Astrodeep.
Sometimes they
Sometimes it
pass away, dead relatives, due to sudden events like accidents. Rahu shows sudden events.
Rahu shows events that are smoky, which are, there is no clarity. For example, when I had done Sushant's Prashna Kundali, uh, the first time that I had done the live for him, in the Prashna Kundali, there was Rahu in his 12th house.
Hmm,
That means his death. There is
hmm,
no clarity about his death. Another thing is Rahu is a rope.
hmm,
Rahu is poison.
hmm,
Rahu is like it's a snake, right? The head of a snake. So it could be that he was, maybe strangled or
hmm,
something.
hmm.
Also, Rahu could mean, I don't exactly remember what house it was, but it could mean that he was poisoned, and we all know that he was being poisoned or
Yeah,
drugged.
continuous.
Rahu is connected to drugs.
Hmm.
So, yeah, Reiki and pranic
Maya,
healer.
yeah. Maya says, just like in Reiki and pranic healing, the healer is said to take on the energies of the patient or get deprived due to flow of energy from healer to patient. So, should the healer protect himself or herself?
Yes. I always do protection even when I come online. Sometimes when I don't, I tend to fall sick. In fact, that is the reason I stopped doing Reiki, because when I was doing Reiki, in spite of the protection, I was falling sick. So
Yeah.
I was advised not to do Reiki. Say that there will be an asteroid hit which leads the earthquake or tsunami in near future. I don't know about the asteroid. I haven't read about that astrologer saying it, but I have already done the numerology for 2022, and I did say that in 2022 there is high chances of it there being tsunami and cyclones. There is also a possibility of maybe some in the near future. It could mean this year, it could mean 2024 or 25 of, or even 23 of some places going underwater. So yes, I've already spoken about that in my numerology videos. No, I
Uh,
don't believe.
okay. Each to his own.
See,
Yeah.
Khutia Nitin, understand one thing. I don't believe Sushant is alive because I've seen his dead body. So I'm just using my logic. Okay, I've seen him on the pyre and them, doing the last rite. So I don't believe he's alive. So there is a difference between believing absolutely nothing, and there's a difference in not believing something because you've not studied it. I'm not an astrologer. I have just started studying astrology. Okay. So until I understand the deep implications and the science behind it, why would I believe in it? I never used to believe in hypnotherapy. I never used to believe in past lives, but today I'm talking about it. Maybe tomorrow at some point when I read the Veda, or if maybe some enlightenment happens, maybe I'll believe it. But honestly speaking, I'll tell you, people say Kal Sarp Dosh. Now, Kal Sarp Dosh is a way of saying it. What does Kal Sarp Dosh or Pitru Dosh and all these means when all the planets are on one side of the chart? Something like that, I'm told. Now, it's a name that has been given, which has implications in a person's life. But the placement of the stars happened when you were born. Okay, that is, if you take the picture of the sky on the moment that you're born, that is what your astrological kundali is all about. That is not going to change. You can do as many pujas as you want, havans as you want. Nothing is going to change the events. If you want to change it, you'll have to do millions of mantra jap and tap. Do you have the ability or the capability or the energy to do tap and jap and havan for hundreds of years? उतनी तो हमारी जिंदगी भी नहीं होती. And another thing is that you need to have a clean heart, a pure soul. To do those mantra, that havan, and tapasya, sit into meditation and all of that with that clean heart, how many people can do it today? You really think that a pandit doing that puja for you is going to affect you? Go to a genuine pandit, and a genuine pandit will tell you that it means nothing. It is just a way for pandits to make money. This is what a pandit has told me. So it's not that I am insulting. No, there are a lot of things about Ved, Shastra, and Hindu astrology or whatever that I staunchly believe in. But there is one thing that I believe in more, and that is karma. That is being true to yourself, your conscience. If your conscience is right, if you're true to yourself and others, if you operate out of love and kindness and compassion, and you do the right karma that you're meant to do, nobody can really do anything about it. About, yeah. No, what I mean to say is nobody can harm you. आएगा
Uh,
अच्छा
yeah.
वक्त नहीं रहता तो बुरा
So
वक्त भी नहीं
Nitin,
रहेगा, निकल जाएगा.
yeah. So what she's talking about is also what we say, that you have a kavach, an aura, you know, which protects you. So each to his or her own. Nathan, see, this is what she thinks. So you can always think differently. It's not. See, it's a free world. And what you believe in is what you are seeing, or it has been handed down to you by your parents or your ancestors. So she's not insulting. She's just talking about her own experience. And perhaps, see, if you ask me, I don't agree with her in these aspects, because I believe a lot in what the Vedas, teach, and the mantras and homas. In fact, all our sessions with Mayur Kalbar is all about this. But that
No, no,
doesn't mean
I'm
I
not
can
saying I
insult.
don't believe in
Yeah,
mantras.
yeah, yeah.
Sorry, I didn't say
Mm,
that.
mm,
I'm not saying I don't believe in mantras.
mm,
I don't believe that Pitra Dosh and Sarp Dosh puja can
mm.
change your life. That is
Yeah,
what I'm saying.
yeah.
I'm not saying
Understood.
it doesn't exist.
Understood. Understood. So, but we believe in that. Okay. So that is, again, see, it's purely personal. On what you are, what you believe in. Okay. Moving on to another. Let us go to another question. What role AU has in Disha and SSR murder?
I think we all know that. I've spoken about it at length in all of my
A few
videos.
words. Yeah, a few words on that. Yeah.
Yeah, so we all know that uh, he was there at on that day, the night before, and the day
It was a
before also
party. It was a
celebrating the
party.
birthday,
Yeah. Yeah. Celebrating the birthday of
celebrating
a
the
producer.
birthday, and he was there also on the night Disha died.
Mm,
So we know all of that. I mean,
mm,
that's history. There's no point in repeating all that again and again and
mm,
again.
mm.
So whatever we know, meaning what I'm trying to say is whatever proofs that have come in the media or on the social media, on YouTube, whatever proofs the SSRNs have gathered, uh, everything leads to it.
Yeah.
So that is what those proofs prove, that he was there. Whether he was there or not, I don't know, because I was not there. So I can only say what comes, what
Yeah.
shows in these
See, this
videos.
is
Yeah.
the lady we were speaking about, Baba Vanga, the
Who's that?
Bulgarian lady.
Acha, acha,
So,
Baba Vanga.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay, okay.
Uh, Practitioner of Reiki is just the medium. The energy is from the universe.
Universe.
Yeah. Yes, we were talking about her. Yes. Please don't listen to her. Clearly cannot answer the question. Look at her repeating the facts. It's okay. And see, it's totally up to you what you would like to believe and what you would like to discuss. It's just a session, and we'd like you to respect the guest as well. Putin is reincarnation of Rasputin. I think that's been going around in the social media with the song being repeated. Wrong, saying I don't believe your
Maybe
prayer.
not
That's
believe.
also fine. Yeah. Mayaji, of course, the tarot reader also has to do basic rituals to cleanse the energy, as well as protect ourselves from bad energies during readings. So I think we've also come close to our 9 o'clock. So yeah, Vishali says, yes, Meenaji, Bulgarian ladies' predictions came true so far. Yes, thank you so much, Vishali. So I think that I'll just take a few more and then we'll end the session.
Okay.
Okay, Ginny?
Yeah, sure.
Please reveal the cards you picked, else difficult to understand why you are saying what. She's already shuffled it, Meera. That's what she meant. So after doing that, so no, I'm not inviting anybody to join Astro. It's just that, see, we have come to the close of the this session. So perhaps in another session we would, do that. See, we've already explained that. She's already said that to you. Martin Major Soros is a businessman, makes money by destabilizing countries. Yeah. So, on that note, we can end this session, Ginny. Thank you so much for coming and
Thank you,
joining
Mira,
us
for
and
having me.
answering a lot of the questions. Very interesting session, and
Thank,
thank you for answering a lot of them. And also, been a very interesting session for us.
thank you so much.
Yeah. Good
Goodbye.
night.
Goodbye, everyone. And all
Good night.
those who don't believe in tarot, nobody asked you to believe. It's all right. Doesn't matter. And as far as Hindu culture is concerned, how does it matter whether I know anything or not about Hinduism? First of all, I'm not a Hindu. I don't think you know that. And in spite of that, I do believe a lot. I mean, if you can see, that is something I believe a lot in Lord
And she's also
Shiva.
studying
And
astrology, which is a part of our culture, Hindu
yeah,
culture.
so I don't believe in religion.
Yeah.
I believe in love and spirituality and God. I
That's
don't believe
totally
in
up to
any
you.
particular religion.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much,
Okay,
Jinnie.
thank you so
Uh,
much.
and good
Goodbye.
night. Yeah.
Good
Good
night.
night.